Play ball. Okay, for those of you who haven't been caught up on this, I'm gonna talk some shit. I've got other things to talk about as well. It's not gonna be just about this, but I've got shit to talk. You know how Moist Critical runs a contest every so often with a $10,000 prize pool to speedrun a game?
I've read your notes. The other therapist didn't work out for you.
Well, the game he chose for the last contest was Another Crab's Treasure, and he picked the glitched category for that.
No notes. No drugs.
And then, like, 2 weeks after the contest had been already underway...
Go back to the start. Understand what happened.
2 weeks, like, with 5 days left in the contest total, because these things run over a month, I think.
I promise it's the only
the developer of the game, AgroCrab, decides to put out a tweet saying,
Try to answer
the glitched runs you guys have been doing are, quote, lame ass. We will add $5,000 to the pot if you change the category to restricted, to the glitchless category. And they did. They immediately buckled with no extension.
Never cheated on a part.
So that was a whole lot of people who just got fucked all of a sudden for no reason. So I made a post calling this out as precious, annoying, and ridiculous. And in response, have been hounded for days by annoying people who have no idea what they're talking about. What I find most interesting about the annoying people hounding me for days is how they are so unprepared for the clapback. Like, 3 people have, like, I keep bumping into posts, because it's been doing the rounds, I keep bumping into posts by accident of people being pointlessly rude to me. And me then being like, what the fuck are you talking about? Shut up. And they immediately fold. It's like, well then why are you like, if you didn't come here to pick a fight, then why are you picking a fight, you know? You so unprepared to do battle?
The shattest of men's.
The shattest of men's. Barrel of randomness. Thank you for the 27 months of prime gaming. They switched the categories, the dev didn't like it. Yeah, pretty much. Which was tone-deaf, rude, and fucked a whole bunch of people over. Spicy is probably going to get the prize anyway, but here's the thing. Critical's tournaments pay out to the top 15. There's more people at stake than just the one guy, you know? Like, the fact that the world record holder is the same across both categories is not germane. That doesn't make it, like, less obnoxious, you know? Like, a whole bunch of people still got screwed. You know, so I obviously, and many other speedrunners are like, that's horrible. That's, like, really obnoxious to do. Like, to say nothing of the fact that that is YouTuber commenter type behavior to be like, glitched runs suck. It's just horrendously, absurdly rude to do that. How long ago did that change happen? Like, yesterday. Yeah, here's the thing that's, like, I'm shocked by that, is that apparently no one, like, not even AgroCrab, considered, the idea that it is not, you know, good. It's really annoying to change the rules of a $10,000 contest in the middle of it. Like, I have gotten into fistfights over much less money than that, dude. Again, this is why I don't participate in these contests, because there's all kinds of controversies of this nature every single time someone runs one. Like, there was controversy with the Prince of Persia, the Lost Crown contest, because Ubisoft apparently didn't like some banal piece of movement tech and so ruled it out, and that pissed off a bunch of people. I don't run in these because I knew that if I got screwed over on a technicality like that out of a significant chunk of money, I would commit arson. So I know I would get absolutely apoplectic about it. Like, I'm pissed off by proxy. Can you imagine how furious I would be if I was actually in? Because, like, it's not on. You can't do that. It's super not on. Like, I hate to make this about individuals rather than, like, entities. Because, like, the thing is that I know the AgroCrab dev responsible for this shit. But we can keep their name out of it.
Daddy?
But Critical, unfortunately, is the face of his contest.
Okay?
He needs to take accountability for that shit.
Sweetie, wait there. Wait for me.
Because, like, you can't get a reputation as a payout dodger.
You can't fight them.
What?
The community isn't big enough for that.
Is somebody with you? Cheryl, I'm coming to get you.
The thing I find staggering about the response to, like, me saying that this is a rude, obnoxious thing for them to do is the number of people who, like, seem a bit, no, it's not rude or obnoxious at all, but the logic obviously completely breaks down heavily if you apply it to, like, any other competitive game. Like, imagine if in the middle of Combo Breaker, Capcom was like, the viewers have decided that Luke is lame. You can no longer play him for the rest of the tournament, and this happened at top 8. But in exchange for this, we've added $5,000 to the tournament pot. It wouldn't entirely take the sting out of it, would it? You know, obviously that wouldn't fly at all. That would be ridiculous. Broke that guy's ankles. As runners that don't even run the new category either. Yeah, that's the thing. So the reason Critical initially picked the glitched category of another Crab Souls for his contest is that it was less ran. There were fewer people, so you could start the contest from a relatively fresh slate. There was a reason for that choice. Apparently he forgot why he did that when he decided to change the rules. Maybe he wasn't responsible, I don't know. But, like, there was a cogent, sensible reason for why he chose the category he did for the initial contest.
That would have been a breakthrough before. But
because it was less ran. So when the category suddenly swaps to, like, a different one with a much more active runner base, and this is the thing that Aggro Crab seems pointedly unaware of, being like, oh, it's the more popular category anyway. That's the point. That's what they were trying to avoid, you dipshit. Because now, all of a sudden, like, anyone who wasn't already deeply, like, entrenched in that particular category, as soon as the game launched, they're fucked. You can't get a top placing anymore because you're now fighting against people who have been running that since launch. Just no consideration for the time of others in this. No consideration. Like, in almost all other contexts as well, this would be very obviously seen as a horrendously rude thing to do. Like, if someone rocks up in the chat and is like, streamer, this game fucking sucks, I'll pay you $500 to pick a different game, you would ban that guy. Because that's obviously rude as shit.
You're going to like this. On the table are some.
But again, if it's speedrunning, people suddenly think it sounds about right for some reason.
Color in the picture. It's titled Happy Family. You're finished. What a lovely family home. Is your
Hey friend, hello Punch Chat. Punch, I take the $500 and then ban them. I wouldn't because, like, chargebacks are scary. Yeah, people just totally forget that, like, runners are real people and it takes time and effort to create, like, good speedruns. Doesn't matter how long, or, you know, if you perceive it as easy. The glitch is so easy. It's so easy. So fucking what? If people have been spending dozens of hours perfecting those runs, honor that shit. That's not cool.
I don't know you.
I keep out of trouble.
If I were a smarter guy with less dignity, I would immediately parlay this into content. Imagine if I made a video about this. Aggro Crab sabotages speedrun contest for no fucking reason.
Out driving tonight.
We do numbers.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's okay.
It's tempting too, because I think they deserve every iota of shit that they get for it. It's ridiculous. You can't fucking do that. That is super obnoxious behavior.
Hell, we didn't hear about this till it was happening. Barely had time to close off the major highways.
Like, only the speedrun community gets treated like that shit.
Punished.
It's only weather.
Sure.
It's like I have had my misgivings with the tournament scene and contests for all, like, for over a period of time here.
By needing to go to the bathroom in the back of the car.
I'm a piss all over the car seat.
Mr. Mason, anything you want to tell me?
But this is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen a community get put through on the altar of, like, tournaments and contests and shit.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Just hurry up and get us to the station.
And I am unhappy about it. Like, I am pissed off by proxy because, like, that is just not cool. I don't run the game. And I don't run, like, I'm not involved in the contest, and I don't want to play the game. I'm especially not going to now, since Aggro Crab used their following to pick fights with random speedrunners for no reason.
I'm gonna see exactly where we are. Stay put.
The audacity of that dev is absurd. You're not being unreasonable.
I don't think I am, no. Dan, you came at a bad time? No, you came in at a great time, I think you'll find. It's impassioned. I blocked them proactively before I made the tweet. Because again, they've been just like picking a fight with random people every time they get criticized for doing shithead behavior. And I did not want that shit. I don't value their input. They need to fuck off. It's like a bunch of 4chaners started a game studio. Is Shattered Memories a hard speedrun to run? Hilariously, no. I know I spent a whole lot talking about how much time and effort goes into making the good speedruns. Shattered Memories isn't that difficult. You could pick this one up really easily. I mean, I've still invested a lot of time into getting like a good run, but this is not a difficult game to learn. It is a very RNG game, though. Very RNG. Imagine the vitriol that would be in the comments. A whole lot of the discourse I've seen when I posted my tweet criticizing Aggro Crab for it is predicated on the assumption that the entire speedrun community exists to entertain, like, the individuals specifically. Like, they don't like the glitch run, I guess, although I really doubt most of the people complaining about it have even bothered to watch any of the runs, because these people don't seem like they're very engaged with the subject matter, like, literally at all. So they're just saying words, they're just talking to talk. Sorry for repeating the question, will I be on speedruns in the crypt anytime again soon? No. Well, I can't say no, because who knows, it might be soon. But I have nothing planned. There's no upcoming runs. Yeah, assuming they take their runs for granted as well. Like, never take your runners for granted. That's the other, part of this dichotomy I find extremely obnoxious, is the idea that, like, oh, you know, it's fine if we just blatantly change the rules on them and disregard, force them to discard dozens of hours worth of work. They'll just do it all again. It's fine, you know, they'll definitely, you know, who cares? They're going to do it anyway. Maybe not, dude. People will just walk over that shit. Like, you don't have to cater to the speedrun community's every single whim and desire, but don't take them for granted, either. That's, like, just as bad. I'm gonna try a different strat. Yeah, no kidding, that does work. Shoutouts to DSB. You can cancel the Sybil phone call with the echo over there. I didn't know about that. I only found about that on the Discord the other day. And I was like, damn, he's been cooking. He's been researching. It's a little faster, for sure. New strats. He's been cooking. What can I say? There's actually a real Shattered Memories scholar. Yeah, the dev's argument was the world record runner for any percent also holds the restricted world record, which is, like, fuck everyone else participating, I guess? Like, no, really, like, that contest pays out to the top 15, not just the top 1. So sure, while Spicy is still getting, is probably going to be getting, the big prize money, everyone else below him, all of that just got jostled around a shit ton. So there's very much the potential for random people to have been cheated out of thousands of dollars by that. And again, I have picked fights over much less money than that. Like, if you cheated me out of thousands of dollars by, like, bribing a contest to change its rules, you better fucking hope I never catch you in person. Again, you're lucky I do not participate in these contests. This would end in a fight. Did you come at a bad time? No, you've come at a great time. I'm impassioned. See, usually when I start shit on Twitter, I say something totally benign and thousands of people yell at me. and I'm completely confused as to why the fuck everyone's angry at me. It's much easier to deal with it if you proactively start it on purpose. Like, I came to this one very prepared. Very, very prepared. Very prepared to start that shit. So much easier to deal. So much easier to deal with Twitter beef when you initiated PvP on purpose, you know? Join the stream to hear screams we'll be talking about. The Moist Critical's contest, speedrun contest discourse, because a stupid as fuck thing happened to it. Messed around a whole bunch of people, and I am quite pissed off about it, just by proxy. It's an unacceptable thing to do to that community. They do not deserve that shit. I will reiterate for those of you who have come in. Moist Critical picks a game every so often. Look at this guy. I'm opening the door slowly. Picks a game for a semi-regular speedrun contest that he does, where the prize is $10,000 dues. For, like, the prize pool is $10,000 dues. And people compete to get the best time in a game that Moist Critical picks. And the game picked this time was, I've forgotten the name of the fucking... Another Crab's Treasure. It's the game by Aggro Crab. They made a rip-off of Dark Souls, but it's set underwater because ripping off Hades but setting it in a corporate office didn't work the first time, so they tried to rip off something else. Because those guys collectively have the humor of a bag of ham. And, roughly 2 weeks into this contest... This is hard to explain in the middle of a speedrun. Roughly two and a bit weeks into this contest, with 5 days left in the timeline, Aggro Crab makes a tweet saying, "Hey, Moist Critical, we have beef. These glitch speedruns are lame ass. We will add $5,000 to the pot if you change it to the glitchless category." And they did. They just on the spot agreed to completely change the rules of the contest. Thus, fucking over everyone who had participated up to that point. Because Aggro Crab runs their social media accounts by way of being extremely epic and not in any way considering the ramifications of their actions before they do it. Because we as a society should have stopped the motherfucker running the Wendy's Twitter while we still had the chance. So unfortunately, now we have to deal with dumbasses like this who think they're being funny.
You. Did you switch your phone off?
No, I was... I don't know where I was.
Yeah, the integrity of the
Harry,
contest
you
is
okay?
completely
Yeah,
fucked.
I'm
People
okay.
have been cheated out
the
of
woods.
genuinely
I'm on a
possibly
football
thousands of
field.
dollars on the
I
high
think it's the
end,
high school.
hundreds on the
Midwich
low,
High School.
by the
Listen,
the complete
Harry,
upheaval in
Midwich has
contest
its
rules
lights.
5
They
days
often
before
use it as an
deadline
emergency
into one
shelter
with
in
a
severe
very
weather.
established
Go to the
pre-existing
gym
pecking
and wait
order.
there for me.
Emergency shelter.
It's bad. It's very bad. It's
Yes,
not good.
Cheryl could be there. Will you do this
So
for
I
me?
obviously
Yeah,
make
I'm
a tweet
going.
blatantly criticizing
Cheryl's
Aggro
not
Crab
there,
for
I
being
can't
annoying
wait.
and
I'm sorry,
obnoxious
I just
about it.
can't.
Harry,
And it's now the discourse of the hour on Speedrun Twitter. And by Speedrun Twitter, I mean pretty much every speedrunner, like, agrees, pretty much. It's actually been very funny to see because there's a bunch of people, other speedrunners, who I know don't really like me, who are nevertheless willing to back my corner about it. It's been very funny to see. It's like, in this we are all pretty united that that's bullshit.
I bet you took studying seriously. Nice folders and neat workbooks.
But it's the randoms of the internet
I'm going to throw out some words.
that are willing to argue about it, because it turns out Aggro Crab has pretty much built their entire brand off being an irreverent, quirky asshole on main. And it turns out that attracts the kind of person who resonates with being an aggressive asshole on main. Assholes, in other words. Shocking. So their fans are extremely normal.
Ah, virgin. Bully.
Yeah, it's a really fucked up thing to do on all kinds of metrics. Like, it's fucked up for them to change the rules of the contest 2/3 of the way through, with $10,000 at
Let's take a
stake.
different tack.
And it's also just a really rude and awful thing to do to the contest organizer, because it puts them in a really shitty position.
To show me your perfect school day. Don't leave.
Because if they decline, you know, they're declining money to the pot, and they're also, you know, they look like no fun. You know, because you know, they're being funny guys. You know, but we have to be proper and stuffy and say no. That would compromise the contest integrity. You look lame, in other words. It's the correct thing to do, but you look lame. And content creators are not known for their integrity in the face of doing something that would be epic instead, you know? So, of course, they buckled immediately and changed the rules. It's just rude and insulting on basically all fronts. Like, it's rude on base value to tweet from the main company account to be like, hey, all these glitch runs are fucking lame. Like, even if they had done nothing else, that would be kinda shitty just by itself. It's like, what the fuck is it to you? Leave them alone. Like, in theory, it's valid to prefer glitchless runs over glitched. In practice, I find like 95% of the time it's a Trojan horse for scrub quotes. But even so, theoretically it's a valid opinion. I guess. But still, you know, shut the fuck up. You know, walking into a room of people doing the thing and going, I think thing sucks, doesn't win you a lot of points. Drama with the crab thing? Yeah, because I'm still pissed off about it. I burn. How'd you pick an issue? People who bought your game and are giving you free publicity by streaming runs anyway? I think they're getting a bit too full of themselves, frankly. They finally had a commercial success with another Crab's Treasure after their previous game, Hades, but like corporate ladder flavored, flopped. So now they think they're untouchable and invincible and everything they do is epic and quirky and funny. When in reality, they're obnoxious assholes who need to get the fuck out of here. You know, who the fuck cares about speedrunning, right? You can just fuck with that community on a whim for no reason. I cannot stress enough that this contest was progressing completely normally, with no issues, until some asshole at AgroCrab decided to make it all about themselves. It's like, why? What the fuck is your problem? Like, who asked you?
I disagree.
Thanks for many moons of content, Mr. Streamer.
And there will be
Good luck on
moons,
runs.
there will be many moons to come. Kleptics, thank you for the 38 months. Ugh, bad input. 2 ring. Oh. 3 ring? The door! Oh, 3 ring. See, I don't think this is going to be as much of a PR disaster for them as it deserves to be. But I am going to endeavor to give as much shit towards them as I reasonably can about it. Because that's not acceptable, but, like, no part of that is okay. No part of it. There isn't a single aspect of it that I think is defensible. All of that shit's rude as fuck. All of it. I really struggled to read the question there. Relatively acceptable set of answers. Just go ahead, the first thing you do is punch you ranting about crabs and speedrunning? Yeah. There was drama in the community recently about a speedrun contest, and it pissed me off tremendously by proxy. Willing enough I am to pick a fight with all kinds of people about it.
We moved?
Because all sorts of people wanted to pitch in their dumb fucking opinions about it. The least favourite kind of response I've been getting on that tweet is the kind of pathetic video game nerd who wants to be, like, act cool and dismissive because other pathetic video game nerds care about video games in a slightly different way from them. A lot of them have been fighting game players. You ain't fucking cool because you play Hokuto no Ken, dude. You just have no money in your bank account.
There's no reception. I'll be outside.
Good luck.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Pathetic behavior, man.
Yes?
Cheryl?
No, Dahlia. You want me to find her? Who's calling?
It's her father, Harry Mason. Is she okay?
Harry?
Fucking poverty game players out here trying to act like they're the more noble class of fuckboy. Bullshit. Like, we're all losers around here, pal. Drop the fucking cool guy act. Man, it's also such bullshit. Fucking, like, Guile Winquo uploaded a video about SNK versus SNK Chaos a while ago, and he was kind of, like, vaguely negative on the game. He didn't really like it, and a whole bunch of people got really aggro with him about it. Was that, you call our shit, you call our game shit, we have more players on Fightk than any of the Kusoge YouTubers. It's like, Guile Winquo's, like, relatively even-handed. He just didn't like the game. Fuck off. Be normal. Nah, I was hoping I could get that. Okay. Ankles? Ankles? No, no ankles. The only ankles broken were mine. Ooh, bonk that guy with the door. Destroyed him. Just imagine I PB in the record monuments, all these ranting. That'd be sick, actually. I wouldn't even feel bad about it. Guy. Least they could do is extend the contest because the rules change. They can't, because I believe something about the winner is intended to showcase the game at, like, Ludwig's event, which has a fixed date. Which is all the more reason they shouldn't have changed the fucking rules. But again, the biggest person I'm willing to throw shit at here is Aggro Crab for their extremely obnoxious behavior on all fronts. Like, they are big fuckers. But Critical's team, whoever is responsible, definitely deserves to catch some of the shit for this, because they agreed to it, you know? If they were reasonable and said, no, that fucks up everything, I would have really respected that. It would show integrity, but Critical is a big content creator, so he doesn't have any. Something about being a big content creator seems to, whatever reason, erode your sense of principles over time. That might not be fair to him in specific, honestly. But at the same time, he is the face of this contest, and his contest has done a big fucky-wucky. So he kinda needs to own up to that. Because again, you cannot get a reputation as a payout dodger in this scene. The event will just die if you do. Yeah, like, it was only $5,000 to the pot as well. That's like, to him, that's chump change. Just tell them no. Stand your fucking ground, you weenie.
Harry? I was about to head off, but thought I ought to wait a little longer.
Thanks.
You gotta consider. You gotta consider the participants in this. People invest their time and effort.
Didn't make any sense
into this.
I need to go there.
The Simmons Street address? That's the other side of town.
You got a car?
Saying no thanking 5K himself would have been the power play. That would have been actively spiteful, which,
SUV.
again, I would really respect that, but that might be a bit, unnecessarily harsh. I think just saying, like, politely declining, saying, no, that would
great.
force every participant
Lead
to
the way.
discard dozens of hours of work that they've put in over the past few weeks of the contest, would be a
want my
perfectly
jacket?
valid
I'd
response.
freeze.
Valid, professional,
running around
and
in a
calm,
dress.
you know?
I'm too hot
But you don't have to be an
blooded to feel the
asshole
cold.
about
I
it.
feel bad, you're sure?
But you can be
Keep it.
respectable.
You're the car crash guy. You thinking about your daughter?
Constantly.
I'm
'Cause
sure
I
she's
think
okay.
a polite and reasonable response to decline would have made it all the more apparent how
Crash.
blatantly out of pocket Aggro Crab's behavior is.
Your head is still jumbled up, Harry. You just give it a while, okay? And you should go see a doctor.
I'll make sure Cheryl is safe, then worry about myself.
It's fucked up, because that would absolutely not fly in any other competitive setting. Ever. If a developer tried to strong-arm a contest into abiding by their own rules, like halfway through the contest, there is no fucking way that would be considered acceptable. They're playing on a
It's
PS2
not
Slim or a
far
Fat?
now.
A
The
Slim.
Balkan is the hottest nightclub in town.
Could have just
Never
run a
heard
second
of it.
event with the 5. They
Really?
could have, yeah, they could have done their
It's
own thing if
pretty
they wanted.
popular.
But no,
You
they have to
looked
make
alright.
everything about themselves.
What do you do?
I sing. Sometimes I mix drinks. It's
'Cause
a
the studio
temporary
head is
thing
an
while
arrogant
John and I sort
fuckhead.
things out. He's staying in Massachusetts. He's a lawyer. We need to decide if I'm.
I want to point this out, by the way. A lot of people have been
You wanna go
blaming
to
their social
Massachusetts?
media manager for this.
Yeah.
It is not their fault.
Well, not
In a
Massachusetts
now
so
deleted,
much.
I note,
I wanna
tweet,
be with John.
the studio head
John?
was like, decided to
to
start
too.
Twitter drama
It's
on
just hard.
purpose. Sorry,
We've been
insert
together
social
for
media
5 years,
manager
but we
name
never
here.
lived together. Now
And
we're out
they
in the
deleted that
world,
tweet, presumably because
living our
someone
lives.
went up to them and was like,
John's a lucky guy.
can you not?
He's probably just lousy at showing it. I know lawyers. They're not so touchy-feely.
So, like, not only
John's not
are they a
like that.
shithead, they also cause
Back in
problems
school,
for their
he's
own
very
employees,
They say
who is
absence
now
makes the heart
taking
grow
the blame
fonder.
for them being an impulsive
believe that?
shitwit. So
Absolutely.
that's also fucked. Like, no part of that is good. Just thoroughly awful. Like, if I was their social media person, I would be pissed. I would lock them out of the account.
Don't go crying into my tea.
Never seen the PS2 release of this, only the Wii release? Yeah, the Wii release is comparatively more common. Much more common. How many manga volumes do I have? That's a great question. I can see them all. It's not many. I got the... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Are we the only people
7,
on the road?
8.
I guess that means we don't have to
there's one on my
stop
desk,
for any
I
red
think.
lights.
Yeah, 9.
One way. Screw that. Let's cut up on Kincaid.
Can I count? Am I a counting
You're
kind of
very
person?
quiet there, Harry.
Yeah, I think it's
You're not
9.
gonna
I think
be
I own
sick,
9
are
volumes
you?
of manga.
think
No,
I'm
that's not
losing
true.
my mind.
I own
What?
How long have you
ten.
known
It's
me?
10.
I don't
10.
know.
10
a few
volumes.
years.
10
don't
total.
know
Amazing.
you. I can't remember you. Since the car crash, nothing is making sense.
Don't do this to me, Harry. Don't
Cosmo
start
Retro, thanks
tripping
for the
out on me.
raid.
When you said
Welcome,
you crashed
everyone.
your car, you didn't mention this. Damn, are you in pain?
No pain. And I can remember most things. Just sometimes. Some details. I try to focus, but then they slip away. And I think I'm seeing things.
You really don't know who I am.
No.
Sid and Nancy?
Who are Sid and Nancy?
My tits?
Actually, I guess you could
named
expand
them?
that to 11
We're
if you
sleeping
count the
together?
fact I got a
This is a
print
joke, right?
of
A really lame joke.
the Fuga Gag manga with the special edition of that game. No one knows what that means, but I know what it means. Couldn't pick a lever. What manga do I like? I like comedies, primarily. I haven't read a great amount of manga. I should read more, fundamentally.
Bridge is ready.
A random other thing going on in the world of Punchy lately, a not complaining thing. My Retroid Pocket arrived. It's an Android emulator handheld with an adorable little screen and sticks and buttons and stuff. I have a little box that plays Resident Evil 2 on the go. Honestly, I'm very pleased with it.
If you know my daughter,
I don't know how much I'm actually going to use it, but do you guys know that you can fit 7 entire console libraries inside of 40 gigabytes? Because you can. Fantastic. I have the entire NES, Super Nintendo, Mega Drive, Nintendo 64. I gotta skip a cutscene. Nintendo 64, Master System, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance libraries on that thing. All of them. Every single game ever released for those systems. It's great. You can just do that. That's crazy. Modern technology is incredible. Now, how often will I actually play those games? That's a different question. Including different versions? Oh, yeah. I got, like, English and JP versions of everything. How much was it? $100. It emulates pretty much everything up to about the PlayStation 2. I tried PS1 games and Dreamcasts. Both ran great. I was actually really surprised that Dreamcast ran as well as it did. But it did. I played through Soul Calibur's arcade mode and it was, like, perfect. I was like, shit, this is really good. I was actually very impressed. Because I did not think Dreamcast's Android emulation was in a particularly good state, but honestly, it's remarkably playable. Could you do a run of Silent Hill Shattered Memories on it? I could! PSP emulation works on the thing. I'm not going to, but I could. Yeah, Nintendo 64 emulation is really not amazing on there. I did try it. It does boot. Doesn't run great, I gotta say. I tried playing a little Banjo-Kazooie on it, and it wasn't hot. It wasn't hot at all. But I think that's the problem of software, rather than the device itself. Oh well. Honestly, the fact that it mainly works good with PlayStation 1 and Dreamcast is, like, perfect for me. Fantastic.
Nasty, but inevitable. Everyone is going to die, even if we like to pretend otherwise. You could die tonight.
Ever played Tomb Raider PS1? I streamed the remaster.
Why doesn't that
I haven't gotten around to
terrify you?
testing PSP yet on this thing, though.
How would you like to die? No, wait. Let me guess.
In theory, it can also emulate
You
DS
want to
games, but I
die
haven't tried that either.
Surrounded by friends. It's academic, really, as we're only
This is a touchscreen, so you could use that.
To others.
Although I don't know if it would be the most elegant thing ever.
Plenty of people die.
But some games are going to be playable like that.
Then, gone. Okay, game time. There are 7 pictures of people on the table. Your job is to tell me who is dead and who is merely sleeping. Divide them up. Left, dead.
I recommended Dreamcast emulator. That's tricky. I think Redream, but it's kind of annoying because they lock basic features behind a paywall. But it is the simplest one to use, and it's pretty lightweight.
It's just an exercise.
The device itself is called a
right
Retroid
answer.
Pocket 2S.
Actually,
Do not, PS2 and GameCube emulation technically does work, but it's not, the performance isn't amazing. The device isn't strong enough for that, so, like, do know that going in. Like, I knew that. I did the research. If you play, like, a PAL game, if you play, like, a PAL GameCube game and are willing to put up with, like, 50 FPS, and it's a pretty lightweight one, you might be able to get away with it.
The car went into the river.
But, PS2 is...
Another crash?
Nah.
This is a different
Nah.
girl?
You must have seen the bridge.
Nah.
We went right off the side.
Harry, the bridge
But also,
has been
that's fine,
closed
because,
since
like,
the
look at the
storm
size of the
started.
screen. You really want to play a PS2 game on that?
swam. I could have died of hypothermia.
My
How's
clothes.
the battery life?
You
I
were
don't know
soaked
yet.
to the skin.
Croc
Grab
is
what I
currently
could
running
find
on the
here.
system.
We need to talk. When I was at the station,
I was
pulled
playing
the
Croc
file
as my
on
test
Harry
case.
Mason.
Why were you playing Croc, Streamer? I don't know. I don't know how the battery life is yet. I haven't had it for longer than like 6 hours. I spent pretty much my entire morning and afternoon getting it set up. I will say this, setup is kind of tube, it's not plug and play. Because obviously you need to get the emulators, get them all set up, and then get your games here and there. If you know how to use a computer, this isn't like a difficult process, but if you're only used to mobile phones, this might be a lurch for you. It was kind of a pain in the ass. For some reason, DuckStation was not accepting my BIOSes. I don't know why. I was using the same BIOSes that I was using on PC, but it just wouldn't do it, and it's like, why? It's the same one. Fuck you. They're the same BIOSes, you picky bastard. What do you mean? But apparently BIOSes that work on the PC DuckStation don't work on Android. A defect. In the PSP? No, PS1. Solid recommendation for me, never use retro. I don't know if I have a choice when it comes to Android, unfortunately. It just kind of seems like that's the way you get a lot of emulators on Android. I don't know if a lot of emulators like offer a standalone Android build. I mean, there's almost certainly a way, but I'm not like incredibly arsed. Ah, I picked wrong. Gambled wrong. The lag is crazy. Oh no, dude. The flare. The fire. Okay, drop the fire. Drop it. Drop it, Mason! Okay, fine, whatever, that's fine. Sam, my best, did I get a haircut? I did, yeah. My hair was too long. I was actually really scared about the haircut. I want you guys to know that I was honestly, like, pretty worried that everyone was going to hate my haircut and disown the stream. Why was I scared? Because everyone loved the long hair. And it's like the first time anyone's ever had a nice thing to say about how I look. That might sound really fucked up, but like, no, really, no one ever had any comments about how I looked. Until I grew my hair out during the pandemic, and everyone was like, oh, you look really good now, and I'm like, it's the hair. Everyone just likes the hair.
Open. Come on. God, please open.
But it was getting, like, really long. Like, it was halfway down my spine, and I'm not really very good at taking care of long hair.
I wasn't even supposed to be here today. It's my day off, but we were
like, the longer it gets, the more aggressively you have to, like, fucking take care of it to make sure it doesn't get all, like, knotted and tangled and shit. It was knotted and tangled. It was bad. It was quite bad. The low resolution of my webcam disguised how fucked up my hair actually was back there.
Don't worry, it's nothing.
Shouldn't we take you inside?
I'm ready to
So
go
I got
home.
it sorted.
My apartment is a few blocks north.
Like this, but less so, and also
I'm heading that way.
unfuck
Let me
this.
walk
I don't care what you gotta do. Just
I'm okay, really.
get rid of it. Just figure it out.
You can keep me company.
I'm Harry.
Although weirdly, I think getting the hair cut this length actually makes me look more feminine, not less. Like, I've kind of lost the glam medal look, and it's looped right back around to just kind of...
We can jaywalk in this weather.
Like, I look like Lisa.
Where did you say
I got
you were
Lisa
headed?
hair length.
Home. My daughter went there after our accident.
What happened?
I crashed my
You know what I
car.
mean?
I don't know how long I was unconscious, but when I woke up, Cheryl was gone.
And she made it all this way?
It's still kind of
I
glam.
know it
Is it
doesn't
kind of
quite
glam?
add
I don't know
up.
if it's that glam anymore. I can't, like, swing it around.
Together. But she called me. Then I spoke to someone else on the phone.
Chat says it's still kind of glam. Who am I to disagree?
There
I
are
won't
times
disagree.
when things don't feel real. I feel like I'm losing my grasp on the truth of it. But other times everything is fine. This feels real.
Hey, I'm as real as they come.
So I'm
Well,
making a very
some
deep
patients
admission
mistake
here
me
by
for an
admitting that
angel.
I do in fact, like,
That's the medication.
notice what people say
I'm
about
real,
my
and I've got the
appearance.
bags under my eyes to prove it.
You been a nurse long?
If you add up all the overtime,
I'm not incredibly,
back to back 12-hour
like...
shifts, compared to a standard 9 to 5, I've been
I'm not
in a hospital
incredibly
for 40 human years.
attentive
I've slept through half
to my
of it.
appearance.
Like tonight, fell asleep at the wheel.
But at the same time, when a whole bunch of people
wake-up
suddenly
call.
start telling you you look nice and the only thing that's changed is your hair, you do pick up on that. It's kind of hard to not.
Not long now.
You holding up?
You look like someone who
fine.
listens to heavy metal or works at a record store and has
Just need to get
stern
home
opinions on
and put my
Avenged
feet up.
Sevenfold. Well, I don't, fortunately.
So, your
All
accident.
of my music
What happened
opinions, like
It's all
on
a bit
popular,
hazy.
well, popular,
Need to get my
on like,
story
you know,
straight before I
real
call insurance.
music
They always try to
published
twist it.
by
You were
bands,
Yeah.
comes
And
from
driving?
playing Guitar
Yes.
Hero and Rock
Now
Band,
you're
which means that it hasn't been
me.
current for like a
I
decade
crashed
and a
my car,
half
too.
now.
I've got my own insurance forms. to
Kaiten
file.
Drifto! Oh, cute car monster!
Kind of feels like I blacked out before the crash. I just remember coming to.
I remember coming off the road, then wham. When I came to, I was confused. Cheryl was gone. My car was wrapped around a post.
This is like being in a therapy group for car crash survivors. Thanks for sharing, Harry. Let's go around the room. Watch some TV if you want.
Cool.
I won't be long.
You know, 2000s. I really only know what's been in Guitar Hero and Rock Band. And again, those games have been dead for decades, so my knowledge of music went with it. If I got into Fortnite Festival, I could renew my understanding a bit.
Wave. Now it's winter.
But Fortnite Festival is like incredibly expensive
Still.
as far as music things
Time
go.
flies.
Why doesn't she close the door? Is she stupid? There isn't a door there.
I thought you were a
It's
nice
just
guy.
a door frame.
I saw you peeping.
Wait,
You should have been better behaved. Now I don't feel so good. Pop into the bathroom and get me some pills. The red ones in the cabinet.
sure.
Was your first rhythm game? I think it was Guitar Hero Man.
Look in the cabinet. Bottom shelf.
Easel. Does Vibravin count?
You
Vibravin
feel
counts as a
guilty
rhythm
about
game.
everything.
Oh, this is the longest cutscene in
When
the
we
world.
all lived in huts
I'm gonna
and
play
wore
Croc.
furs, we worried over the simple things. Food, water, whether animals would come and eat us in the night. Now we have supermarkets, bottled water, and 38 caliber home security. So what keeps us awake at night? More often than not, guilt. If only I had acted differently. If only I hadn't said that. If only I'd said something. You beat yourself up with your
How the fuck does
past.
this game work again?
Don't blame yourself.
Ah, there we go.
Blame the world. Blame God.
No, book. I've replaced book with video games. This is the future that they warned us about.
Okay, this is my favorite. Let me introduce some friends of mine. This is King
I keep...
Harold.
Man,
His
Croc
daughter,
is shit. I can't control this motherfucker.
a prince called Wilhelm, and a bull. He doesn't have a name.
Blah!
Prince Wilhelm is passionately in love
Ah, hit
with
him with the
Celestine,
kapow.
but she does
It's a
not
secret
love
gem.
him.
Holy shit.
One day, Wilhelm comes to the king and asks for Celestine's hand in marriage. Celestine begs the king not to marry her.
Enemies
to
respawn
Wilhelm,
in this game. They
but
do.
The king
What the fuck?
ignores her pleas. Royal protocol means he must say yes to the match. They are married, and Wilhelm takes.
Mom, I gotta put
Celestine
Crash
back with
Bandicoot
him
on
to
this
his
thing or
kingdom.
something, dude. Why am I playing Croc?
That night, he attempts to consummate the marriage, but the distraught Celestine flees.
Okay.
She runs from the safety of the castle and across a field, ignoring the sign which warns of danger. In that field is a bull, who, seeing the girl, charges her. She falls under his hooves and is killed instantly.
Yeah, where I left. Thank you.
What I want you to do is line the players
Thank you
up
for the
according to
5
how
gift
guilty
subs.
they
5
are
subs
of
for the Croc.
Celestine's death. Whose fault was it? At the left, most culpable. To the right, most innocent. You want to hear that again?
I gotta play the game.
Done?
Best game ever. I don't think I've ever
couldn't
actually
ignore
finished
the
Croc.
facts. He was the one who killed her.
Josh, yes, Aria of Sasha, Doomslayer, Death, 11th Plague.
I
Enjoy
find the
your
best
gift sub. That's
cure
a real
for
selection of names in the last week. Doomslayer, Death 2024, 11th Plague.
Let's continue.
Why's every... I feel like a curse has been unleashed on the stream with that one. Say your favourite childhood game? Ah, we all got one of those, don't we? Croc's not the worst one you could pick. Croc's like got pretty good music, and it's got good art direction. But people nowadays chafe against the control scheme, and I can't really blame them. It's an awkward little one. Gives me more of a Spyro go. I agree. I agree with that. I'm also... I gotta put Spyro on that thing. I gotta put all kinds of stuff on that thing. Taking suggestions for PlayStation 1, Dreamcast, and PSP games to stick on my, Android emulator device. Tomba? I can do that, but I've already played Tomba. I'm gonna try some tech. DSP was also telling me about this. Oh, what? It just goes away by itself? It just goes away... The entire time it just goes away by itself? I really thought I tested that. Shadow Hearts on speed. Shadow Hearts is a PlayStation 2 game. Clearly I need RPGs in that? Absolutely. For sure. Damn, you really don't need to take the phone call. Holy fuck, I've been wasting so much time on that.
This isn't what... I said don't move. Stand up and step away from the girl.
This isn't what it looks like.
Stop talking. What have you done?
Think you have to play
She was in an
3DO games on
accident.
that
I
thing?
didn't
I
do
have no
this.
idea what the state of
Shut
3DO
the hell up.
emulation
You've
is
been
like.
feeding me bullshit all night.
One Piece Mansion? I've heard of that.
I didn't.
Contrary to what you would expect, that game is not about One Piece.
Harry Mason.
Like the Kudo games. I actually own one of those physical. That's not a bad suggestion. I don't know how many of these games I'm going to get around to, mind you. Like, if you put, like, hundreds of games on the device, I'm only going to play, like, what, maybe a few dozen tops over my lifespan? But I have, like, 200 gigabytes to kill, you know? I'm not going to run out of space. Advances 1 and 2. I don't need suggestions for Game Boy games. I have the entire Game Boy library already loaded on the thing. How long until we'll be on it? It's already there. Came along for the ride when I was setting up the Dreamcast. Yeah, PS1 Dream... The reason I need suggestions for PS1, Dreamcast, and PSP games is that their libraries are too big to just load the entire console in at once. That's fucking so weird. The libraries are too big to just download, like, the entire ROM sets and just smack them on the SD card, right? The entire PS1 game library is like 3 terabytes. Good luck with that. Oh, the worst fucking... That's such shitty... I hate that. That's the worst thing that can happen. Run into an enemy... Run into an enemy on the other side of a door, you get owned, enemy runs a door into you, you get owned, again. This is trash fucking RNG on this chase, bro. Skull Monkey. I streamed Skull Monkeys not that long back. Skull Monkeys is actually already on there. This is the worst RNG on this chase. Fuck all you guys, get out of here. Didn't have fun with Oddworld? I never said that. Are you thinking about, again, are you conflating it with Skull Monkeys? A completely different game. Because a lot of people did that. Oh, this looks like Oddworld. Well, it's not. Yeah, RPGs are a good shout. But I'm like torn. It's like, because now would be a really great opportunity with this device to play Final Fantasy IX for the first time. I've been meaning to get around to it for a while, but do I want to do it in English or Japanese? And that's like a very committal decision. You know, I would learn something. I would improve my skills, but also it makes the games so much more difficult, you know? Purple and yellow. Purple and there's purple. Yellow. This is awful. Ouch. My balls. But actually, it's okay, because I saved... That was really shitty RNG. All of the time... Like, I didn't bleed all my time because of new strat. That's funny. Dragon Quest? I got all the Dragon Quests. It's fine. It's taken care of. Thing about this though is that Sayuki Journey West, are you trying to troll me? Do you think I don't know? They're trolling me. What was I saying? I'm kind of I'm not sure I want to immediately commit to playing through like Dragon Quest 2 or 3, mind you, because it seems like they're going to be remaking the Loto trilogy in the HD 2D style. Like, we know they're remaking Dragon Quest 3, but then all of a sudden they went dark on the matter for a few years, and then came back with the Legend of Erdrick Begins, with seemingly no number all of a sudden, and it's like, interesting. And the reason that's interesting is that you don't actually find out that... This is a spoiler for a game I imagine a lot of people actually haven't played. Well, it's not a spoiler to anyone who lives in Japan. But the fact that Dragon Quest 3 is, like, part of the Erdrick legend, it's supposed to be like a twist. So it's kind of interesting to go with that as the tagline, but then again, to a Japanese game-playing audience, the fact that Dragon Quest 3 is the legend of Erdrick is like Rosebud was his sled, you know? It's like everyone knows. It's common. It's known. Simply known behavior. But it's interesting. What if they are remaking? What if they have taken that time and they've remade the first 3 Dragon Quests? Spicy. Drakengard games? Drakengard games are PlayStation 2. I can't really emulate the PlayStation 2 on that thing. Don't forget PS3, that's just as bad. Makes the situation even more untenable. No, PS2 remains the domain of the console, and not the handheld emulator. Baroque, I could slap that on there, that's a good shout. Broken Sword, Clock Tower games. I don't know if I'm going to replay Clock Tower on the go. But I don't know, probably not that big. What about more rhythm games? I find that emulating rhythm games is a bit of a shit show. Like, I can try, but I was never really that happy with emulating, like, the PlayStation Dance Dance Revolution games. Some 2 PSX want to flex my jam. That's a great point. They did remake those games for PlayStation, didn't they? Oh, yeah. Could have some of that. Parappa, Parasite. I've got Parasite Eve on this as well. And Tel Concerto. Concerto, Concerto, Concerto. My hair looks... Thanks, Crumbombard. PSP is a consideration, Patapon. PSP is a consideration, but I actually have already played Patapon, like, on the real PSP. I'm gonna be really annoying about it and say I don't really like Patapon, unfortunately. Oh, fuck. Bad pause. I almost quit the game. It's one skip.
Where's Cheryl?
Still at the lighthouse, maybe.
Grim.
Lighthouse?
What are you doing here, Harry?
Looking for Cheryl. Isn't this my house? Who are you?
You look really good.
I could slap Persona 3 Portable on there, though, which is funny, because I haven't finished Persona 3 Reload yet.
We're soulmates, you and I. For richer, for poorer.
I keep not getting around to it.
And in health.
You're my wife?
PSP had a good handful of awesome games. It's a shame it didn't really work out. PSP did fine. Like, I don't know if it was as dominating as the DS, but the PSP was a perfectly successful system. I'm just not super well versed in the library. Like, I own a PSP, and I've got some PSP games, but like, half my library of PSP games is imports. I didn't play a lot of domestic PSP games for some reason. Tokimeki Memorial, already covered. I already got that on deck. I got Tokimeki Memorial 1, and I got Tokimeki Memorial 2. So, you're really gonna play the 5-disc Tokimeki Memorial game on the go? Yes. Tokimeki Memorial Girls side. Maybe on the DS. Maybe the DS version will work. Shit. But again, PS2 is out. Are you just naming really good PS1 games? Yeah, pretty much. Legend of the Dragoon. Legend of the Dragoon has come up so much, and I think people are gassing, but I'll give it a try. I don't know. I don't promise when, but I'll throw it on there. Honestly, I think the odds of like the next RPG I'm likely to just be randomly playing on my own time is going to be a toss-up between Final Fantasy IX or Jade Cocoon. I don't know why Jade Cocoon. I just feel like it. I've had Jade Cocoon sitting around for a while. It's like, why have I not played this yet? Because I remembered, I played like a demo disc of Jade Cocoon when I was a wee lad, but I never actually played the full game. What's up with that, streamer? I don't know, it just kind of happens. Ankles? Ankles? Oh shit, that didn't even get grabbed. Nah, there's a guy there, though. But it doesn't matter, actually. It's great. Even if you haven't found Punchy this year, his hair is much of a trademark as his great sense of taste for niche games I'd never heard about. For what it's worth, long hair looks great. I mean, thanks, Reynolds. Glad people are still positive about the haircut. Realistically as well, right, I have all these games I could play at my fingertips on the handheld. Do you know what's going to happen, though? I'm going to end up replaying Resident Evil 2. I just like Resident Evil 2, man. Has hundreds of games, plays one game. That's speedrunners. No! The other one! you know what I could also get? I could get the PSP version of 42H Shibuya Scramble. And read it on the go, like a fucking weirdo. I could be one of those people. Think of it. Think of the value. Do you want to... I hate that. Do I love RE2 more than Deadly Premonition? I think RE2 is a much better video game, yeah. Although it's kind of apples to oranges. Dragon Quest XII seems to be in kind of development hell. I mean, I imagine part of that is that 2 of its principal creators fucking died. That's a split, by the way.
You know, I think we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, that might be an important consideration for the development of Dragon Quest XII, that, you know, 2 of the major figures involved, like, 2 of the 3, you know, heads of the dream team that forms the Dragon Quest. You know, obviously there's a lot more people working on them, but the representative creators, 2 of them died. Between 11 and 12. That's probably a pretty big issue.
Come on. You think marriage can really last? Should a couple stay together for the kids? Do you think it's a bad idea to marry young? You think sex becomes stale after marriage? You know what? You being such an expert on marriage, you're going to ace my matchmaker test. On the table are 6
yeah, for those of you who don't keep up with this sort of thing, although if you somehow, like, pay attention to Dragon Quest and don't know this, I'm very confused. But, firstly, the game's series-long composer, Koichi Sugiyama, he died a while back.
All finished. Okay. Now,
he sucked, the less said about that the better.
Are still together.
But the game's primary artist, who contributed, like, a massive amount to the iconic art style, Akira Toriyama, you know, him, the big one, the big guy, truly him. He also died recently, didn't he? There are very few people who you could accurately claim to be one of the best to ever do it.
A few years back.
But he was definitely one of the best to ever do it.
Prom queen.
John got to be king because his family owns half the town. I was queen because I looked great in the dress.
You still fit into that dress?
I fit this one pretty well.
And yeah, I imagine that probably threw a pretty significant spanner in the works of Dragon Quest XII that Toriyama passed away in the middle of its development.
You think this is about you? Harry's here because he needs help. I'm not the one who missed the reunion.
I actually had it in my head we might try and make this work. God,
still hurts, man. Yeah, reading Yuji Horí's, like, because he wrote a little thing about it, being like how of the 3...
Stop the damn car!
The 3 leading creatives on Dragon Quest, he's the last one alive. You know, it's like,
sorry, Harry.
That's fucking bleak, dude.
Damn it! Bitch! She wants me to go after her.
He did not take it well. I mean, he took it about as well as I would expect anyone to. So yeah, who knows what's going on over there now? It's a big shake-up for the series. Particularly in the music department. Because, yeah, Dragon Quest's musical stylings have been strangled by the fact that its composer is, frankly, sort of an asshole for ages. So, honestly, Dragon Quest XII soundtrack has... It feels really bleak to say this, but honestly, yeah, Sugiyama's passing actually has pretty good odds of being a good thing for Dragon Quest in the long run. Which, that feels so mean, but Dragon Quest XI has like 6 new songs, because apparently the contract those games were developed under stipulated that they got new they only used Sugiyama's music, and he made new music when he felt like it, pretty much. And he did not feel like it particularly often. That's why Dragon Quest games engage in very aggressive soundtrack reuse, because they just don't have a very large library of songs to pull from.
We're getting deep in
It could be a
now,
positive transitional period for the IP, but it's scary. I imagine it's probably pretty scary for everyone involved. It's a big shake-up.
That's what you're thinking.
Maybe if not
Aren't
12, but
all
definitely then
psychiatrists supposed to be
13.
obsessed with sex? It's not us. It's you.
Because I'm sure a lot of
You're
work was
obsessed
probably
with
completed
sex.
before those two
Even
passed.
when we're not talking about it.
But 13,
You're thinking
nothing.
about
Totally
it.
fresh.
Come on, let's have some fun. See the pictures on the table. I want you to divide them up. The ones you think are a sexual symbol go on the left. The ones that aren't, the right.
And for now, Yuji Hoри's sensibility still kind of anchors the whole thing. In a good way.
None of them. Now you're screwing
he's not
with
going to live
me.
forever either.
You're in denial about sex. Sex and death. Sex is death. It's a leap into the void. The great loss of self. The tiger in space. A plea for annihilation. To deny sex is to deny death itself. You know, people who are getting enough don't need analysis.
Sex, sex, sex.
You clearly are not getting enough. Let's see this through to the end.
Sex, sex, sex. The tiger in sex, sex, death, sex. This one's pace is, like, actually pretty alright. I mean, I applied new strats to make up for bad RNG, but... so it could be stronger. But I'd say we're in a good place right now. I keep missing that. I don't know if moving into position, like, ahead of schedule really matters. Alright. Let me out.
sorry. It's too late now.
I love you, Harry!
I'm sorry.
Strats. I'm definitely not doing my Japanese flashcards on the other monitor. Where's the other guys? They all show up at the same time like they do on PSP. Jump aboard, you fuckboy. Damn. Okay, and back to not doing anything. The end of this run is really thrilling now. This is almost certainly, like, this is the end of the run, by the way, so, like, that's, I'm probably gonna get PB/world record by about 23 seconds. Just like that. Just like it ain't nothing.
It's a world record!
Pretty likely.
Oh God! Oh God! It's a world record!
This sucks on ice.
Calm down.
You're better than me!
I am. I'm the best.
You're
the
better
greatest.
than me!
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep, there it is. That's PB world record with the newer strats.
This is going nowhere. I'm spelling
You will
it out.
give me an
because you're
egg.
not listening. Your troubled school days? How you're conflicted about marriage? Your denial of death? The unfounded guilt? Abnormal sexuality?
Can we listen to Hell
18
Frozen Rain?
It's a
Yes.
world record!
A whole universe of
You're
fantasy.
better
in that
than me!
thick
It's a
skull
world
of yours.
record.
A skull teeming with agents of repression. Blind children clutching photos in the dark.
Well, I'm surprised I even
It's
found
a
it in me to
world
stream
record!
today,
We're
because
watching home movies on loop.
as it's very characteristic
It's a
for the
world
streamer,
record!
I didn't sleep very well.
The term is
I got woken up by this fucking thing getting delivered.
but it's simple,
Cool.
isn't it? A young girl. Her parents don't get along. She blames herself, as all children do.
It's a world record!
What's a girl to do?
It's a world
Deny
record!
that Daddy died. Deny who Daddy was. What 7-year-old actually knows who their parents are anyway? So she obsesses and obsesses over this
found a
fantasy
gobbo.
mind, topping up her make-believe
Why?
with scraps of a happy
Mellow
life
Yellow,
that
thank
never
you for the
was,
5 gift
scraps
subs.
of a father who never existed. Wake up!
Sahela, Mr. Insanity, Mr. Too Dank, Phil Ann, El Nombre, enjoy your gift
Dad
subs.
wasn't a hero.
We got Croc, there's
Wasn't your knight in shining armor.
Croc Gaming.
He was a human being. You never knew him. And you never will.
A bit loud, isn't it?
The dad walking around in your head isn't even a ghost. He never existed. A Frankenstein's monster, a child's fantasy. But you're alive. Your mother is alive. She's not the monster you make her out to be.
Bing bing wahoo!
You need to live your life.
I'm the embodiment of the playing handheld game in public meme right now.
have to die. It wasn't my fault. Someone has to take the blame.
This really shatters my memories. Why am I playing Croc? I could be playing Resident Evil 2 right now. This is the only platform I've ever played with a quick turn button. Yeah, I could do an 80% run of something on the handheld.
Why Shattered Memories just fancy getting world record? Yeah, because I could. Minus 23.
Read 'em and weep, baby! You guys just saw that interaction.
What the hell you
would
filming
be
me
pulled in the
for?
face
Am I
as
supposed
well.
to dance for you?
Croc things just occurred there.
Be a good girl for Daddy. Go get him another drink, will you? Now, give me a damn beer. No wonder I drink with a family like this.
It's a world record!
But guys, wait for this. I completed the level.
I just played a whole level of Croc during the credits of this game.